Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Wisdom ML. So this is the part 2 of this project, patient's condition classification using drug reviews dataset. In the previous part we have done some data analysis, we have understand the dataset, we have plotted the word clouds and understand each and every categories like blood pressure, birth control, depression and all. And apart from that we have also done some basic EDA, and after that we have done some data pre-processing which is required before feeding any input into the machine learning algorithm, because machine learning in case of NLP requires lots of cleaning and pre-processing. So we have done some data pre-processing too, like we have removed some of the double quotes, we have removed stop words, then we have used stemming, lemmatization, all that. So in this video, we'll first create the features and the target variables. Okay. So let me write that. Creating features and target variable. Okay. So we're using only review cleaned column because we have performed all the cleaning in this review column and created another column review underscore clean. And the target variable is our conditions, which are 4 conditions: birth control, depression, high blood pressure and diabetes type 2. So next we'll do train test split. We'll split the data set into training set and test set, and that too in the ratio of 80:20. And in this we will also doing the stratification so that the proportion of all the categories will be maintained in both training set and test set. Next we have just written one method for plotting the confusion matrix. Okay, because we are going to deal with multiple class detection, multiple class classification. So we have to plot confusion matrix in a bit of other way, just like traditional way. So we have used this code of scikit-learn, which is available in their website. You can just go and see how they have used confusion matrix for multiple classes. When you see that they have given the full code, so you can use it and understand how they are doing it. So I'm not going to talk much about this. Next we'll go towards creating our bag of words model. We know that a bag of words model, what it is, it will create simple two first one columns are the documents and all the documents are the rows and the words are the columns, and we have to fill it in all the columns, in all the cells we have to fill the frequencies. Based on those frequencies the machine learning algorithm understand which particular word is playing important role in identifying or in classifying any sentence. So we are building bag of words model, and for building bag of words model you have to use count vectorizer, which is available in NLTK library, feature extraction.txt. So we have created count vectorizer as a object, and then we have passed stop words as English. You can pass it or not because we have already deal with the stop words. So if you cannot pass this, that will be okay too. Then we have to fit and transform it into the X train, and then we have to transform it into X test. Here's the very important part that you have to understand is that while doing any scaling, while fitting the model and all, you have to do one thing, that in training set you have to perform fit underscore transform, while in test set you have to perform dot transform, because most of the time what happens is we mistakenly we just do fit underscore transform in both training set and test set. That is the wrong practice. So because the major objective of doing this is that first you are fitting it and transforming it, the training data set, and whatever this object learns in the training set, we have to apply it in our test set. So we have to transform using this count vectorizer object, whichever it is, if it learns in the previous step, it has to transform the text based on that. Okay, so because in deployment settings, what we have to do, we have to save it as a .pkl file, and we have to call it in our if you are deploying it in a Flask application, so you have to call it in a Flask, or if it is in Django, to Django, and you have to then call it and then load it using joblib library, and then you have to perform the transform, because there you cannot fit and transform, right? So you have to only transform. So that's why this is the thing that I have to tell you. So we are fitting it, and then we'll see. So our bag of words model is already fitted. So all the words, if you want to see how it looks like, for example, count underscore train, it is a sparse matrix. Okay, a full sparse matrix in which all the columns are the words, each and every words in the sentence, and all the rows are the number of sentences, means number of reviews in all the indexes. So next, what we'll see, we'll apply two machine learning algorithm, Naive Bayes and passive aggressive classifier. So in Naive Bayes, we know that we are using multinomial Naive Bayes algorithm. So we are fitting it into the count train and Y train, and then we are predicting it, and we are using score as a accuracy score only for evaluating these models. And because apart from that, we are also plotting confusion matrix, so that all the other evaluation metrics you can evaluate based on that. Everything will be calculatable from those confusion metrics. So you can see that 97% accuracy we have obtained using just a simple bag of words model and multinomial Naive Bayes. Multinomial Naive Bayes is a very good algorithm in terms of text analytics and text classification, but it is a very basic algorithm. One more step ahead, when we go and we use passive aggressive classifier, it is quite advanced in comparison to multinomial Naive Bayes. It is it gives most of the time good result. So let's see how it performs in this use case. So as you can see here, we obtain 97% accuracy, and here we get 97.7% accuracy. And if we look into the confusion matrix, we see that birth control has highest number of predictions. The reason is that most of the categories, most of the classes are for birth control, which we have seen in the part 1 of the video. So while depression and diabetes and high blood pressures also done a good job in predicting these categories, but there are some cases in which, for example, we say depression. For depression, model also predicted 45 cases as birth control, 9 cases as diabetes, and 15 cases as high blood pressure. Like that in other categories too. While in passive aggressive classifier, you can see that this number is also increased. Number of birth control, it also increased in terms of correct predictions, and it is also increased in every category. We have seen some of the increases. So overall, it's better in bag of words too. Next, we'll do TF-IDF vectorizer. It is more advanced in comparison to bag of words model, and I will make a separate video of comparison of bag of words and TF-IDF vectorizer, and what's the basic difference conceptually between these two techniques. It is really interesting. We'll discuss in that video in detail. So here, let's see how it performs. So we are using only default TF-IDF method, and one parameter we have used only. Stop words is just we are using it just like in count vectorizer, and here in max TF we are using 0.8. This means is we are excluding all the most frequent words. For example, if it occurs more than 80% of the cases in a sentence, then we'll simply exclude those cases. So the maximum threshold is 0.8, means 80%. So that's why we have used it. You can also specify MinDF too, because in MinDF we'll exclude less frequent words. For example, if we set 0.2, then those words which are coming in the sentences less than 20%, we'll simply exclude that. So that is quite aggressive method. So we are not using MinDF here. We are only using MaxDF. So let's see how it performs in this data set, TF-IDF, and then we'll apply machine learning model naive Bayes algorithm. So with naive Bayes and with TF-IDF, our accuracy decreases a lot, 92.1%, as you can see. But we have used only the Bayes algorithm, which is multinomial naive Bayes. Let's compare, let's apply this TF-IDF on a more advanced algorithm, which is passive aggressive classifier. So you can see that easily the accuracy increased to 98.2%, which is higher than all the previous accuracies with all the previous methods, right? From bag of words model, our highest accuracy was 97.7%, with that is true with passive aggressive classifier, and here in TF-IDF we have obtained 98.2% with the use of passive aggressive classifier. So you can see that passive aggressive is quite accurate in terms of classification in this NLP use case. Next, we will be using bigram approach, where we specify another parameter n-gram underscore range, and for using bigrams we have to specify 1, 2, means it will analyze two words in a pair, how they are important in classifying any particular text in a particular category. So like that you have to specify is equal to 1, 2. And apart from that, we are keeping it all the same, retaining all the other parameters. So let's see how it performs using bigram approach, whether the accuracy will increase from 98.2% or it is the highest one. Let's see. So our accuracy increased to 98.5%. from 98.2%. So you can easily understand that bigrams are playing good role in it, in this use case. So that's why the accuracy increased, and in all the cases we have some increase in actual correct predictions. Now another experiment we'll see if by increasing the gram ranges like trigrams now, whether we can increase another, means we can improve further or not, from 98.5 whether we can approach toward 99%. Let's see. So as it is using trigrams, that's why it is taking some much time. Yes, so accuracy increased 0.1%, right? 0.1 point, sorry, from 98.5 to increase to 98.6. So you can do further experiments. You can do anagrams too by including 1, 4. So you can perform other experiments too by including anagrams, which are 1, 4 words in a pair. So in 3 words in a pair, it has performed really well. 98.6% accuracy is not bad. It is really good in terms of text classification and in this use case. So Next, what we'll see is we'll see what are the most important features using this TF-IDF vectorizer and this passive-aggressive algorithm classifier, and we'll see in every category what are the top 10 features which are playing a good role in classifying these sentences into a particular category. So first so for doing that, we have created one function, most important feature for class. Here we are passing the vectorizer, which we have used for vectorizing. You can also pass count vectorizer as you wish. The classifier name, the class label, for example, birth control, high blood pressure and all. And then we have passed n equal to 10, means how many features you want to see. Top 10 features we want to see, so we have passed n equal to 10. Then what we have done is we are creating label ID by creating the list of all the classes in the classifier, and then we are retaining all the indexes of those class labels. Then we are making feature names, and you can easily get the feature names by using vectorizer.get feature names, and this is also available in both bag of words and TF-IDF vectorizer. And next, what we are doing is we are keeping the top n features. For this, we are using simply classifier.coefficient underscore label ID. We have to pass for which label you want to see the coefficients and the feature names, and that will be also sorted. Okay. And then what we are simply printing all the features in the respective category, so what we are doing is we are using for loop, and we are printing coefficient, the features in the top n categories, and what we are printing is the class label, the feature, and the actual coefficient values. Okay. So for doing this, we are simply passing it the first one, birth control. And you can see that here these are the features, important features. Next, you can see for depression as well. You can see again for high blood pressure. You can see next for diabetes as well. So these are the important features. You can see that, and so you will get the interpretation how your model is classifying these sentences into a particular category. So next comes the most important step, sample prediction. Now you want to see how your model is doing it, and in practice how it will do, how it will classify. So let's see, we have taken the first this one, high blood pressure, and we are copying it only the unprocessed text. Okay, so we have copied it and pasted here. So we have created one list type of variable which is text, and passed the text as it is without doing any pre-processing and all. Then what we are doing it, we are simply using the TF-IDF vectorizer dot transform that I told you earlier, and we are passing this text value, and based on that we are predicting using our past TF, which is already created before. So and then we are predicting it by passing the test value, and we are using 0. 0 is the first predicted value. Okay, because it returns in the form of array, so you have to pass it, and 0 always be the prediction. So that's why I told you in deployment settings what you need basically is this TF-IDF vectorizer and this past TF, else you will handle it in the front end, because in front end through text boxes you can retain this text value. Okay, but these two is required. Okay, so you can use any library, JobLib or anyone, and just load it, your TF-IDF vectorizer and your model, and do the predictions. So let's see how it will predict. Okay, it's showing error. Oh, it might be due to because we have done lots of stuff there. Wait, we have used TF-IDF vectorizer, right? Okay, so we'll rerunning it. This is the default one, and because I'm using the default one only, so yes. Now let's see. Yes, so it is showing high blood pressure, right? Again we have passed another one, which I use this one for predicting depression, and I purposely use x.tail because I want to use only the unseen ones, because tail will be the last indexes, so that's why I'm seeing it. So just passed it. This is the depression, right? Yes, this is for depression. So let's see how it will predict. Sorry. Yes, it is depression. Next, we will also take another category, which is diabetes 2, and here you can see there is type 2 only. Based on that, I think it will predict, right? Yes, it predicted accurately. So you see that this is the thing. This is the way you can see how it predicted, how it predicting your the reviews, predicting the sentences into particular categories, and like that you can use this model, both vectorizer and these machine learning models, and build your web application in Flask or Django and utilize these models and do the prediction on the go in the browser. So I hope this video helped you in understanding how you can build a machine learning project, an NLP project in healthcare domain, and this is quite unused data set mostly in NLP, and I also used to use another application of it, another use case of it, because simply doing sentiment analysis, you can do that. In the another video I also demonstrate you that how you can do sentiment analysis in this, but sentiment analysis in NLP projects are really common, so that's why I tried to do something bit unique in this. So I hope you like this video and stay connected for more videos. Thanks.